Alright, so tonight's AFC divisional matchup between the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots. All in all, I'm just gonna say, you probably already know by now, Patriots win 34-16, but this was not a pretty game by any stretch of imagination. In fact, this game reminds me a lot of the Monday night game that the Patriots had earlier this year. For those who don't remember, that was the Baltimore game, where, you know, to be fair, I'd obviously take Joe Flacco or Brock Osweiler by any stretch of imagination, but I'll get to that a little later. But the fact that the Patriots, their offensive line was not playing well. Brady kept on getting hit over and over and over again. Yes, even Javan Clowney got involved. I still, prefer Khalil Mack over Clowney. Sorry, that's just me. But yeah, I'll give it to credit to the Texans. They did a good job rushing Brady, putting pressure on him, forcing 2 turnovers on him, 2 interceptions. The first one was not his fault, in my honest opinion. That was Michael Floyd's fault. He just bobbled it in his hands, and I think it was Boy that got the interception on that one. But excuse me. Bowie, how do you say his name? Boue. He got the interception, and then the other interception was just stupid. It was deflected, and Hall came up with the interception. That was just a stupid pass by Brady. I don't know where he was throwing it to. There was like no Patriots receiver in sight. I don't know if he just gave up and just threw it there. I don't know, but not very good by the Patriots there. Well, Tom Brady obviously for throwing the football, and not very good at the running game. The biggest gain of the Patriots had the running game, Garrett Blount, 18 yards. He had 8 carries for 31 yards. Dion Lewis. This was like the Dion Lewis game, all right? I'm just going to be real with you. Dion Lewis in the first quarter had a 13-yard receiving touchdown, made it look easy. He also had a 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. He also fumbled the ball on special teams. That was great. Thanks, Dion. Ugh, no, he was the only one that makes stupid mistakes. He also almost fumbled again later in the game, in the fourth quarter. The game was practically over by then. But then he also had a ran in for a touchdown in the fourth quarter, 1-yard touchdown. So it was a Dion Lewis game, to say the least. And Tom Brady, not a great game by him. Not really a good game. I guess you could say it's a passable game. 18 for 38, much less obviously than 50% completion percentage, 287 yards. I just mentioned the 2 touchdowns, one to Dion Lewis and one to James White. So yeah, both touchdown receptions involved the running backs, and just mentioned the 2 interceptions. So, but Julian Edelman, he's another one that had a pretty good game. 8 receptions, 137 yards. Chris Hogan had a very good game too. 4 receptions, 95 yards. He did have to leave the game, I believe, in the third quarter due to a thigh injury. Don't know what's going to happen with him. Hopefully he comes back next week, because he's been pretty good for the Patriots this year, I think, and kind of under the radar. A pretty good deep threat for Tom Brady. And Martellus Bennett, only 1 reception for 4 yards. He got beat up a couple times. And it looked like the second one looked like it was be really bad. And then next thing you know, he just got up immediately. I was like, all right. And then he just came back in the game and going, okay, I don't know if this is a good idea. 3rd time's a charm. I don't want to risk it. But he toughed it out. And, yeah. Then the thing, too, I noticed about the Patriots was this. The Texans, when they got their first points, they got the field goal from Nick Novak. It was going to be a 3-and-out. And that's what it looked like, a bunch of 3-and-outs for the Texans. The Texans had a hard time moving the football, obviously, on offense, as you expected, because Patriots' defense is better compared to recent years, and the Texans' offense is just, basically non-existent for the most part. But Eric Rowe, oh my freaking lord, this dumbass freaking gets a 15-yard penalty on third. It was third. He would have been 3rd and 5, and then it would have been a 3-and-out right then and there. No, Eric Rowe has to freaking get called for unnecessary roughness penalty, and I'm like, serious, man? Stupid idiots on this team sometimes, I swear. But they got the job done. Steve Gostkowski, perfect 2 for 2, including a 43-yarder. Okay, good for him. And yeah, not bad for the Patriots other than that. But again, there was just a lot of They got hit with a lot of penalties at one point. It was just getting so ridiculous that I was just like, and I literally wrote on Twitter, links down in the description box if you want to see me just completely rant and say dumb things, but some people find it entertaining. Uh, just saying like, okay, refs, why don't you just penalize the Patriots for breathing? It was that ridiculous. Seriously, I hate when people say, oh, well, the referees are always in the Patriots' favor, especially at home. No, we're not the Seahawks. We don't get away with that crap. In fact, anything, most of the time at home, the referees are against us. All right, so I don't want to hear that. All right, I'm sorry if I go on a little rant, but it's just it irritates me sometimes when people assume, oh, the Patriots are cheaters. They cheat at home, the referees. No, that's not the case. All right. If you watch a full Patriots game, you watch it consecutively and more than just one, you'll know what I'm talking about. And other than that, you don't see it, then you're closed-minded. So moving on to the Texans, Brock Osweiler. All I gotta say is this. First of all, ignore my stupid dog. Brock Osweiler is this. Texans fans, you spent $72 million on this guy to throw 23 for 40, 198, less than 200 yards. He did throw a touchdown, yay, to somehow wide open C.J. Federer's tight end, and 3 interceptions, including 1 to Logan Ryan, 1 to Devin McCourty, and 1 to Harmon. And he also got sacked, I think, a whopping 3-4 times, I think. But, yeah. The running game actually did better than I thought it did. Because when I was watching it looked like they kept on getting like 3 yards a carry. For Lamar Miller, 19 rushing attempts, 73 yards. And real quick about Brock Osweiler before I forget. I haven't watched many Texans games this year. I only watched one, and that was the ugly game last week with the Raiders. Does Brock Osweiler have like this obsession for throwing a bunch of dinky passes for 4 to 5 yards? Like, is this his game in Houston? Because I remember in Denver against the Patriots, he wasn't doing this. He actually had a cojones, and he actually threw the ball to Demaryius Thomas and to Emmanuel Sanders. Now, granted, he had he had better receivers there. I'm not gonna just knock him on there. But when you have DeAndre Hopkins, who's considered one of the better young wide receivers in the NFL, who, by the way, 10 interceptions this season every time that he throws the football, DeAndre Hopkins, all right, 10 interceptions this year when he throws the football to DeAndre Hopkins. Then you go that he threw one deep ball, I believe it's to Will Fuller, who was like practically wide open for the most part. I mean, Malcolm Butler was behind him, but I'll admit, Fuller should have had that touchdown. He just dropped it right then and there. So it doesn't help with the fact that his receivers are dropping passes, but Osweiler is just all over the place, and he's inaccurate. So if this Texan team does not draft a quarterback, this upcoming draft, at least a decent one that might fit their system, this could be a while for you Texan fans where it's like, yay, you win the AFC South because rah, rah, rah. Andrew Luck has like barely any receivers and has no defense. All right, the Jaguars stink, and the Titans are slowly learning how to win, but it's still slowly. So, all right, I'm not gonna rant on that. But overall, just it was. Put it this way, I mean, entering this game, I'll admit, I was one of those people that came in here and said, Patriots should win this game by like 20 some odd points. I mean, they won 27-0 with a freaking third string rookie quarterback making his first NFL start at week 3 of the NFL season on primetime Thursday Night Football. But, yeah, this was no walk in the park for the first half. Patriots were only up by like 4. I was like, really? Vegas is having a heart attack right now with their freaking betting odds. But Patriots turned around the second half, outscoring the Texans 17-3. So, yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't pretty. I'll be fair. I was one of those people that didn't give the Texans defense that much, and they were doing this with J.J. Watt too, by the way. God, I can imagine with him being on the field. But so yeah, the New England Patriots go to their 6th straight AFC Championship game. Also, I was going to forget real quick. Oh, like I said, I'll give the Texans credit. This was the hardest defense the Patriots had to face all season. I mean, next week they face either Pittsburgh Steelers, who, in my opinion, not that good defensively, and Kansas City, not a bad defensive team. Yeah, they have good corners, good defensive backs. I think they'll have a hard time at times rushing the quarterback, but still, you don't mess with the secondary. So the Patriots go on to host, obviously, next week. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the most part. I mean, this was more of a game than I thought it would be. Obviously, the second half, completely two different halves. Patriots dominated the second half. First half, Texans were hanging in there, and you know, it's just 13 points, 13 of the 16 points. You could easily make a case that if it wasn't for stupid penalty and two dumb turnovers, that right then and there. And that was the fumble and the interception that Brady threw, by the way, before anyone did. It's like, which one? So, anyways, that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more content, please comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not, down there. And I already told you, my Twitter page is down there in the description box. Oh, this game, though. Hopefully, we'll get a good NFL overall, a good, solid game tomorrow. Yeah, I'm leaning towards maybe the Packers and Cowboys because I have a feeling the Steelers and, Chiefs, that game will be something. Anyways, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm out.